Alright, we are back after that break. And you've interviewed Otio the nanny and Komoe the cook, and now you are met by Taisuke, the guard and assistant to Master Mashita. He's a man in mid-50s, you'd say. Almost completely bald on top, just has, salt and pepper hair, around the rim of his head. He does wear some old armor. It looks like it's been altered a little bit to fit a slightly growing stomach, shall we say. But he seems to be quite a jovial man. He eagerly shakes all of your hands. Seems like he's had some experience with Western people on Brawl. And takes a seat and says, I do hope you can do something about Mistress Homiko. What's going on with her is definitely putting everyone in quite a tizzy around here.
Braxon will make sure he bows to him.
Yeah.
Leva laughs at him and smiles and flirts with him.
Okay. He takes it good-naturedly. How are you flirting with him?
Not too obvious, just with looks.
Okay.
Okay then.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that.
Yeah.
That caught me off guard as well.
Anyways,
My internet's working again. I'm here.
Hey!
All right.
Yay!
The Discord's full of information that we've been gathering.
That's a lot. My God.
Yeah, I mean, you can just kind of, listen. You did use your local history proficiency check early, successfully to give them some information about the guy that you're dealing with, the merchant who has hired you, because you have local history of Brawl.
Yes. Good.
Also look in the document. I write down a lot of stuff.
Okay, so if you guys do kind of like the basic questioning routine that you've done so far, you'll get basically the same information. He doesn't know anywhere near as much. He hasn't seen Homiko like actually change as much because he's tends to be a bit busier. His duties, while he is officially the household guard, it's you can't keep 24-hour guard with just one person, and he much more often functions as a assistant to Master Nobuon, doing some basic bookkeeping, performing errands, and meeting with minor people that when Nobuon's too busy.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask him if he's seen somebody, like he could have somebody like twice in a row, but he could have sworn he saw not that long ago, but somewhere else.
He thinks for a moment, and says, "So you mean, like, perhaps someone wearing the skin of someone else coming to visit? A spirit wearing the skin of someone else? I can't think of any situation like that, no."
So,
Well,
what's he turning into?
I'm sorry, what was that, James?
You said that she was turning into something, right?
Her personality changes and she looks different somehow.
Huh. Okay.
We're not sure if it's possession or curse or something.
Have you noticed anyone unusual hanging around the building, sir?
Other than you lot? No, I haven't. He gives a hearty laugh.
Has there been anything unusual, like windows being disturbed, opened when they should be closed?
Lafdul twitches nervously.
He gives you a very pensive look and says, "You know, I could have... Yeah, you know, now that you mention it, there was one morning that I could have sworn the window was closed the night before, and it was open the next morning when I did my rounds."
Mm-hmm.
Which window was it?
Well, I believe it was Homiko's.
Right.
Did
You
she?
You didn't find that suspicious at all.
Yeah, he didn't at the time. I guess not.
No.
He could have... I mean, she may have just opened it for some fresh air.
Mm-hmm.
Does the window open from the? Can you open the window from the outside?
Not easily.
Does she normally open the windows in the morning?
No, she does not.
So this is rather unusual, isn't it?
Window.
Real quick. Did she have an episode that day after you found the window open?
That I don't know. I don't think I spoke
Window
with her
was
that day.
open. One
Privy.
morning.
We heard that there were two occasions where she and
She
two
and-
occasions in the morning. I was gonna ask what day was this?
Well, Elevie, you broke off there for a second. Did
yes. I was asking, there were two times we were told that she had an episode not in the house. Did you accompany her and Etsuke when they went shopping for the wedding dresses?
No, I didn't. And the day that it was, he gives you a day, and it does seem to match up with one of the days that you were told that she seemed her normal self that morning.
Okay. Have you seen her change? Can you describe it?
He says that he's only witnessed it once, and the description he gives basically matches what everyone else has given you.
What do you think about Etsuke?
She's a good young girl, but does her job well.
Was open.
She's not the brightest, though. Not the most imaginative young woman. Or maybe I should say she's a little bit too imaginative.
How hard would it be
Tell
to-
us.
Sorry.
No, go ahead, James.
I was gonna ask, how hard would it be to climb up through the window if she opened the window for somebody to climb in? Like switch places or something.
Not the easiest thing to do. When you guys looked around the outside of the windows, you would need some good upper body strength or something to stand on for the most part. Either that or being a really skilled climber to get up to the windows. They are... You can reach the windowsills by, standing there and stretching your arms over your head, but that's about it. They're well above
It's like
head height
overhang.
for they're well above head
And
height for
How
the
hard
average
would it
person.
have been for somebody to climb down from the window?
Easy, you just climb out and jump down.
Well, yeah, that would be
It's
quite easy.
not
You just
that
jump
high.
down.
Could
Well,
someone?
If you said that the window was left open that one time suspiciously, it makes me think that maybe that night she left, somebody else came in. They basically swapped places so she could do whatever the heck she wanted while this other person pretended to be her.
No, I don't. We've already learned that she changes. It's not two different people. It's her changing throughout a day.
Well,
I
no,
wasn't
I mean-
here for that, so I didn't know.
No, I mean
The-
that's
the-
fine. That's still a reasonable line of questioning, I would say. He says it's possible. He doesn't consider the window being open suspicious per se, just unusual.
Could she have climbed out? I mean, we know that spirits sometimes change people's strengths. Could it have been that she climbed out and came back?
Well, I mean, getting out would be easy. Getting back in would be more difficult if she was stronger or she was in fact replaced by a spirit. I mean, I suppose that would be a possibility.
Well, even if she was cursed. Are there any signs that she changes, that there are changes in body strength or anything when she has one of her episodes?
Not that I've noticed.
From
I
what
mean,
I
suppose it's possible,
understand,
but
when
I haven't noticed it.
from what I understand, when she changes, she turns into a lot, complaining a lot about everything in general.
Yeah, that's pretty much accurate.
How would you describe her visually when she's changed?
The description he gives you pretty much matches what everyone else is giving you.
Here's a question: does anyone else eat from the same food that she does?
Well, Komaway cooks the same dishes. Certainly.
And everyone shares the same food, so to speak. Her father.
Yeah, he certainly. Yeah. We sometimes depends on what the meal that Komaway is cooking. And her fiance Jundo has certainly shared the meals as well.
It's nothing. I don't think it has to do with the food, though. Has any of the other people around the house been acting differently?
Well, I mean, in reaction to her, yeah. Other than that, not that I could say.
As well, I was like, not maybe like a lot, maybe like not all the time, like a brief moment, like part of the day, for some reason they're acting a bit different.
Oops. Stupid film. Sorry.
I'm sorry. What was that? That kind of.
I was like, for like not like all the time, just like a brief moment, they were different in some way.
Not that I've noticed in connection with Homiko.
Or would you have noticed that someone behaved differently about 2 weeks ago?
It was a week ago, not 2 weeks.
Well, 2 weeks would be. I mean, maybe a week to 2 weeks.
Around 2
Yeah.
weeks. Around 2 weeks.
Nothing that I can think of.
Do you know
What-
all? Do you know everybody who that? You did you go to the ball with everybody, with her and her father?
He gives a hearty laugh and says, "No, no, no. They wouldn't let a rogue like me in."
Oh, well, okay. You went with. Okay.
What do you
I meant
think?
like
is-
with them to like the entrance or something.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's fashionable and everything to have a footman with you up to the gate. I spent most of the time drinking with the other guards and stuff like that. Not enough to, actually get drunk though. Just
Yeah.
I take my job seriously.
Yeah. Okay. That's all I can think of.
Did you notice anything unusual at the ball?
Well, I was kind of busy with the other guards and stuff. I can't think of anything.
Was there anyone that tried to get in who wasn't supposed to be there? Did anyone hurriedly leave? Anything like that?
No, and I think I would have noticed if there was a disturbance like that.
Hmm.
Because
So
they
what's-
will oftentimes get the rest of us to help out if something's necessary.
So, what was the talk? I mean, if you talk to the other people, then I'm sure you talk about your ladies and lords. Was there anything special in there?
Well, not to disrespect. I mean, yeah, sometimes we do. Not to disrespect them at all, though. Let's see. Maybe some rumors. This gives me an opportunity to roll on my rumor chart. Nah, he wouldn't know about that one.
Nah. He wouldn't know about that one. I like it.
He thinks for a second and says, let's see, no, I can't really think of anything that might be relevant. There was some talk about the wedding for Homiko, of course. I rolled no rumor, by the way, the second time. Yeah, he doesn't, can't think of anything special that might seem relevant.
When you talked, was there anybody who mentioned that they disliked her or her family?
Nah. No one mentioned anything about their patrons disliking anyone either. Well, Master Mashta or his daughter, certainly. There was, usual things about rumors and stuff like that, but nothing related to the Mashtas.
Something that just occurred to me. Do you know anybody else who is trying to get the attentions of the daughter other than the current fiance? Before the whole thing started?
Well, inheriting her father's business certainly made her quite the prize for
She has suitors. Then.
second or third sons of, many other, and first sons too, but I can't think of anyone who took it personally when the betrothal was announced, if that's what you mean.
Yeah.
I mean, she had plenty of suitors.
Or how about this angle? Would it be beneficial? Would it be beneficial to anybody in particular if the wedding was called off? Not necessarily suitor.
Good one.
Well, I mean, if the wedding was called off and a new betrothal was announced, I suppose, but I can't think of anyone who might particularly benefit. I mean, Jundo is expected to take over the business. He's got a good head on his shoulders when it comes to that sort of thing. He's increased the business at his father's restaurant, but I can't think of anything that anyone in particular who would benefit. I mean, Homiko would inherit, but I've never gotten the impression that she had much interest in running the business herself.
Did she have a boyfriend before the current, before Jindo?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. We'll probably have to ask somebody like her maid or the nanny for that information.
Probably, yes. All right, safe word.
Okay.
Yep.
All right. You guys come up with a word that you can use to know that it's him. Any other questions anyone has for him?
Ockar, we decided on a safe word to know that the people are who they say they are, just in case.
With the assumption that there isn't any mind reading going on.
Lafdul remarks that Level likes her safe words. She was recanting a whole list of them, and the ink kind of exploded.
Oh dear.
Braxon says, when you're on your rounds around the building, Could you keep an eye on things
Open.
like openings in windows or anyone disturbing the things on the ground where people might try to climb under the building, and let us know if you see any disturbances.
There goes Lafdul's idea of sneaking about.
And footprints going to and coming from the window.
Well, probably a lot of footprints in the streets. We're in the middle of Brow.
Yeah, but not... normally footprints just walk past. They don't go to a window.
True.
Yeah, I'll certainly keep an eye out. Let you know if I see anything out of the ordinary.
Zug zug.
Right.
Thank you very much, sir. Braxon bows to him.
Okay. He actually holds out his hand to shake yours.
Yeah.
Braxon shakes his hand as well.
Okay. Unless anyone has any last-second questions, we'll move on to the maid.
Was there anybody else to talk to?
Servants.
There's just the maid and then Homiko herself, if you want to.
Okay. Maid it is, I guess.
All right. The maid is brought in. She's clearly not used to being kind of the center of attention here. She's a lady's maid, so she tends to, be in the background of situations. So you can tell that she's really, really nervous. But she greets you and kind of doesn't really meet your gazes. Yes, you wish to ask me some questions?
Thank you very much for meeting us, Etsuki. We're very honoured that you've given us this time. And we hope that information that we might be able to gain from you will be able to help us to help your mistress.
Oh, yes, I do hope you can break the curse of whichever spirit is placed on her.
Can you describe to us, in your own words, what you saw and what happened?
The way she describes it is basically matches what you've already been told. Bit more detail. She clearly spends more time with Homiko herself. So, I mean, if there's anything specific that you want to, try to get a little bit more details on, I'll come up with that. Otherwise, it's basically the same as what you've already heard.
I'm gonna ask if the window that was open the morning that she was normal, did she open it that night?
Did Homiko open it that night, you mean?
No, I was asking, if she or Homiko opened it that night.
I did not know. She usually doesn't open windows, and it was very strange.
Was the window how has the window been open more often recently, or is it just the one occurrence?
She thinks for a moment. That's the only occurrence that I'm aware of. Now that I think about it, she did have a bouquet of flowers that morning.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember anyone delivering them, though.
What type of flowers?
Trying to think if there was anything that might be relevant. I didn't write that down.
I guess you can't remember.
No, she would know, but I'm trying to think if there was anything that would be...
If the types of flowers are relevant.
Yeah, well, so, yeah, part of it is that I don't want to say something offhand and you guys go running off on a tangent because of a jump to a conclusion that I don't intend.
But we will anyway.
That's entirely possible.
We explored half the underbrow.
That is true. That is true.
We're used to that.
Let me see. All right. I believe they were orchids.
How do you? Do orchids have
orchid.
any relations? A specific kind of spirit?
Not that I know of. No, I don't know much about spirits though.
How do you spell orchids?
Orchid.
Alright, thank you. Do you think? Did you see a note or anything around them?
No.
Sounds like she had a visitor in the night. Okay,
Do you know that
possibly.
is she in love with somebody?
Well,
Well, Jundo.
And
I haven't-
other than Jindo?
was there anybody else before Jindo?
No. There definitely was not. She seems quite adamant about that.
Does she have a
okay.
suitor? Someone who follows her, who would like to be her boyfriend?
Not that I can think of. I mean,
You weren't at the ball, right?
oh no. They don't allow the likes of me in such a place.
Okay.
But did you accompany her to the door?
No.
To the gates?
No. Okay.
So did she see someone?
Did she recently get?
Hold on. Okay,
Sorry.
Leva was asking first.
Did she see someone in particular more often than usual the last 2 weeks?
She thinks for a moment. She looks like she's kind of like, ticking names off in her head. I mean, there were her friends. There was a man who had tea with her one day when she was out.
Did she turn back to normal? Was she normal that day after the fact?
I believe so.
Who was that man?
I don't know.
So he is someone you've never seen before.
Well, I've seen him before, but I don't know who he is. He's one of the wealthy traders or merchants or noblemen in the city. I don't know who he is, though.
Could you point him out if you saw him again?
Probably, yes.
Would you show him to us?
Well, I can't show him to you now. I don't know where he lives. I mean, if I saw him again, then I could point him out, but...
Well, we can ask her father if maybe more about who she met at the ball. This happened after the ball or before the ball?
After the ball.
I meant when you start seeing him around.
Well, she'll tell you that she's seen him around town before.
But had never really interacted with Himiko.
No, and she only knows of that one time.
So he's not someone the family has any contact with, correct?
I don't know the business side of things. He hasn't been here for a meal or anything, or a meeting that I know of.
No.
How was Homiko when she met that man? Was she flustered? How was she behaving?
Her usual self. She was happy, laughing, very chatty. Her friends were there too.
Okay, her friends might know his name.
Did they touch? In any way?
I don't know. I wasn't eating with them.
Okay.
How many times has it
Was
been?
she acting? How was she acting before she met him?
Well, she was quite curt to her friends and you know, not. She was not. She was not her usual self. She's kind of flustered, trying to, because it
Okay.
seems like she doesn't want to say anything bad about her mistress, but
So she wasn't her usual self until she met him.
I suppose.
I talked to
Maybe
Etsuki
this
and
guy's a traitor.
I tried to explain to her that we are not trying to badmouth or do anything bad to her mistress, but we are trying to fix the situation so she is back to being her normal self. So anything she's seen, made good or bad, it doesn't matter what it is at the moment, could help us in solving the mystery and getting her mistress back to the state she was in before.
She nods and thinks a little bit more. Braxon, you also had a question, didn't you?
Yes. How many times has it been that you've been in the area where Homoko has changed from this malady?
She's been around her all the time, basically.
On every occasion.
Every occasion that you heard about before, yeah, she reiterates that she was
Okay.
there for
The
that.
second time.
So
The
hang on. Prax is asking some stuff. Just wait a second. Have you been away from her when the transformation has happened, or has it happened in front of your eyes?
Oh yes, I mean it's a gradual thing over the course of a few hours.
Mm-hmm. But has there been any moments when you've been called away beforehand?
Well, I mean, I don't spend time in her room when she wishes to be alone. I was only with her the one time when at lunch with her friends that I mentioned. She was also doing some shopping. I was not with her when she went out with her friends another evening.
I'm thinking that if a spirit is trying to do this, it needs to get past you. So it needs you to be distracted for some time to do what it's trying to do. So if you could take a note of when you see a change in, and anything that's called your attention away, we might be able to work out a pattern that might help.
She seems a little bit flustered at this idea of keeping track of this, but she nods. But she also turns back to you, Leva, and says that because you'd asked if there was like anything else out of the ordinary.
Yes.
She does mention that Homoko has a pair of pearl earrings that she doesn't know where they came from. She's seen them in the last week. And a silver ring that has a blue stone of some sort in it that appears to be new as well. She doesn't know where they came from.
Have you seen Homoko wear the ring or the earrings when she went into one of her episodes?
Not per se. She wore the ring the evening she went out with her friends, and I can't recall seeing her wear the earrings before.
When
What
did
type of
they-
earring?
How about this? Let's go through people and let them ask a bunch of questions. And if you have a question that you want to ask, just make a note of it for yourself, and then ask it once the current person who's asking questions is done. That just might make it easier. We can prevent interruptions. Sound good?
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
So Leva, you still have questions, so let's go through that.
Okay. When did those earrings and the ring first appear? When did you first see them? Notice them?
She says, I think I've only seen the earrings within the last 2 days, but I noticed them in her jewelry case, and I don't look in there very often. The ring I noticed when she wore it out.
And that was when?
That was the day that she went out to dinner. That was 3 days ago.
And did she wear any of either the earrings or the ring on the evening when she changed for the first time?
No.
3 days. Okay. I'm done for the moment.
So she's been getting gifts. She's been meeting somebody new for the first time. Happened on the night of the ball. Seems to be a trader with some influence. Interesting. What else can we find out?
Well, do you have any actual questions for her?
She does seem to hang around her friends. Does any of her friends seem to be acting differently?
Not that I've noticed, but I don't see them that often.
Okay. Can we get the names of her friends? Because we would like to talk to her them as well.
Yeah, the 2 friends that she spends the most time with are Nozori and Yushiko.
All right.
Anyone else have any questions?
Braxon doesn't.
I'm sure I'll have questions later because with a little bit more information, this will open up a whole slew of questions.
Yep, that's
Yeah.
perfectly fine.
Yeah, so Braxon says, thank you very much for your time.
Safe word.
Sorry, I had some questions.
Okay.
Wow.
Sorry.
Did the ring and the flowers and everything these gifts all come at the same time?
I don't know. It's possible. I didn't see them arrive,
And
so I don't know when they arrived.
I'm sorry for interrupting you.
That's fine.
Did these gifts just show up within the time frame that she started having these episodes?
The flowers certainly. I don't know. Like I said, I don't know exactly when the earrings or the ring arrived, but I've only noticed them within the past week.
Okay. Did the ring or it was a necklace, right? Or earrings? Earrings. Did they, when she was having episodes, seem any different?
Did the items seem different, you mean?
Yes, when she was having an episode. Like a bad feeling coming from, eerie feeling, or slight glows or anything like that?
No, and I have not actually seen her wear the earrings. I didn't notice anything about the ring special.
Okay, she hasn't worn the earrings.
Not yet, no. Not to my knowledge. I haven't seen her wear them.
Okay, and she did have the ring on during the occurrences.
One of them. I mean, well,
Just one of them.
she wore them. She wore the ring when she went out for a meal with her friends, an evening meal, a dinner. And when she returned, she was her usual happy self, and she was still wearing the ring when she came back.
Okay.
I think you're getting a thing or two confused. Most of the time, she is like the complaining person there, and all the other time is then with brief periods of normalcy. It sounded like you were saying like she acting strange for a short period of time, and
I think he knows what he's asking. He's just trying to narrow things down. It's fine. Anyone else have any other questions for Etsuki? Yeah, you took care of the word. I'll get that out of the way.
Yep, one more or two more questions.
Okay.
Not knowing your culture that much, isn't it unusual that a woman would receive gifts like that?
I don't know who gave them to her. I kind of assumed they were from Jundo, but since you started asking me, I thought I'd mention it.
You did the right thing. Thank you. Thank you very much for the information.
Yep. Okay. Can we talk to the father?
Again?
I think.
Sure.
And to her fiancé.
Okay, yeah. Nobleon is currently in his room. He's looks like he's sitting behind a small table, much like the dining table you ate at the restaurant, and looks like he's working on some papers. But he looks up at the knock from Taisuke, and motions you in. There really isn't enough room to really sit down for everyone, so you can either all stand or one person can sit and everyone else can stand, kind of thing.
Yeah. I'm gonna ask. Did she meet a trader at Did one of the business contacts seem to take one of the people you guys met at the ball seem to take an interest in your daughter?
He scratches his chin and says, she spent most of the time with her friends. I used the ball as an opportunity to discuss some business opportunities with other members of the community. I don't really know if she met anyone. Is there someone specific that you're thinking of?
We don't have a name yet, but apparently she had tea with somebody that she never really met before one evening.
We don't know. It could be Jindo.
No, the maid would have known it was him.
Then yeah, the maid would have known if it was Jundo.
Would she?
Yes.
Since
Yeah.
since they appeared like that?
Well, she would have known that the person that... She would have told you that she had tea with Jundo if the person that she met with looked like Jundo.
Yeah, but the presents, the gifts.
Well, no, but he's asking about the tea when Homoko was out with her friends and a man also joined them for tea. That's what Yeldan's asking about.
Yep. And I was
Okay.
asking if there was like somebody at the ball that seemed to pay more attention, but I guess he wasn't really with her at the time. So if we're gonna have to find that out, we'll probably have to talk to her friend. I'll ask him. Do you think we could put us into contact with them?
Oh, yes. I could. I'll have Taisuke introduce you.
Okay.
Thank you. Could I ask, have you given her earrings or ring recently?
Or even orchids.
No, I have not. Does she have new gifts of that nature?
She
Yeah.
does.
Was it
Jundo, perhaps?
we
don't
were
know.
gonna ask him, but we figured we'd ask you first.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything about that. I mean, to be honest, I don't know much about her jewelry, other than the items that she got from her mother.
Hmm.
Okay.
Did her mother have any jewelry such like this?
You describe what Etsuke
Yeah.
told you? He'll tell you that no, his wife didn't have anything like that.
Is it?
Sorry.
Go on.
No, I was talking to my dog.
Okay. Is it normal? Sorry, Braxton's not laughing, just me. Is it normal for your daughter to go off and buy jewelry for herself?
She has an allowance. She can spend it on whatever she wants, but I don't think she's bought much jewelry. She usually favors clothing and other personal items.
Mm-hmm.
Did
I'm gonna.
did Taisuke tell you about the open window that one morning?
No, he never mentioned it. I occasionally sleep with my window open, so perhaps he didn't think it was that unusual. I don't know.
Etsuke also mentioned that the same morning there was a bouquet of flowers on her table.
Ask Taisuke if anyone delivered any. He would probably know more than anyone else.
Mm-hmm.
He didn't say anything, but yes, okay, we'll ask him.
Okay. Yeldan, you had a question?
She covered it basically. What I was gonna ask.
Okay. Anyone else have any questions for him?
No, but Braxton will bow.
Okay. If you ask Taisuke about the flowers, he'll tell you that he doesn't recall them being delivered.
Would he recall flowers being delivered, or are there enough deliveries like that he wouldn't notice?
He says that he probably would, but it's possible that he may have been out if they were delivered.
Mm-hmm.
But usually he hears about these kinds of things. If someone else did something that he normally does, then they would have mentioned something.
Okay.
Okay, so it's a mysterious gift morning that she was not one of the mornings she was normal.
So Braxton's gonna say to him, "Could you keep an eye out for any unusual things arriving in the house, in case they're clues?"
Oh, yeah, of course I will.
Thank you very much, sir.
Alright, I guess all what's left is Himiko herself.
I think we should talk to Jindo again
Yeah, Jindo
before we
first.
talk to her.
Jindo's not here is the thing.
Yeah, but you can
Yeah,
go.
we'll just visit him.
It's just a few blocks away to the restaurant.
Yeah, okay.
But did we get a random encounter?
All right, yeah. If you're gonna ask, Yeah. Lafdul, a drunken resident of Shoutown, vomits on your shoe.
I'm gonna command hit. Well, actually, no, it doesn't have enough words.
See, this is what happens when you ask me for a random encounter.
I'm gonna take my shoe off and wipe it on him.
He vomited on your shoe, and kind of said, sorry, and then wandered off before you could do anything. You're just kind of like staring at your shoe.
No, I'm gonna chase him, and I'm gonna wipe my shoe on him. I'm not letting that get.
You have lost him in the crowds. Moving on. All right.
Wait, what happened?
You get to the restaurant, and seeing you enter, Jindo takes you to one of the currently unused private dining chambers and to answer any questions that you have.
Jindo.
Yeah, you can go first.
Jindo, did you climb into what's her name's window and leave some flowers there?
Homoko. He at this he's like shocked that you would suggest such impropriety. He's like, no, of course not. I would not do anything that would besmirch her honor.
Or would you? Did you give her some gifts lately? Jewelry gifts?
Jewelry? No, not jewelry. I gave her a comb, an ivory comb, not too long ago. I think it was about 2.5 weeks ago.
Okay. Were you at the ball?
No, I was
that
not.
you went to? Okay.
So just so you like, you guys can probably pick up some of this through context clues of the what you're seeing, and Ockar would know a little bit of this. The Mashta family is clearly higher in society than the Onawa family is, but the Mashta family has no son to take over the business. This is kind of a way for the Onawa family to advance up the societal rungs.
Mm. But it doesn't sound like it's
clear.
an arranged marriage necessarily, but...
No, it's not. But it is, has some convenient elements to it.
Yep.
Advantageous for all parties.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Question
that
real
was
quick.
clear.
Where did you get the comb?
Oh, I purchased it from, he names a well-respected shop in Shoutown that deals in
Curios.
well, not curios, but not jewelry per se, but kind of fine implements, not the super high-end things, but ivory combs, hand mirrors made of silver, things like that. But it wouldn't have any like ruby rings or pearl earrings, things of that nature.
Okay, so he did buy the comb at, say, the place where you can get Mogwais or anything like that at.
Maybe? It's not a curio shop, though. No.
Anyways...
Jindo, we were told you've eaten dinner quite a few times with the Mashita family. What do you think of the cooking?
Well, it's good. It's just too traditional, which tends to make it a little bit more expensive than it needs to be.
Okay.
Komoe would never consider scaberfin soup, and actual shark fins are a little bit hard to come by in this city.
Has her cooking changed at all in the last few weeks?
He kind of like cracks up at that. Has Komoe's cooking changed? No, I don't think it could.
Okay.
I mean, don't get me wrong. She's as fine a cook as they come. She just is unwilling to try anything new.
Yeah.
We noticed that, yes.
It was a good question in case somehow she was swapped. But had you noticed anybody at the table eating differently than normal, other than Homako? Homako?
No, I don't believe so.
And while you were with her, did Homako mention a different person that she's been meeting with recently? Someone new?
No, I don't believe so. She complained about her friends a few times in the last week, but which is very unusual. She always gets along with them quite well. I can't think of anyone new she has spoken of.
Okay. Did she mention anybody she met at the ball?
No.
Okay.
And, you know, now that you mention it, that's kind of strange. She usually talks about people that she's met and the things that she did, and she didn't really talk about the ball much.
Is there a new trader family in the town?
Define new. I mean, there's...
Someone with whom the Master family has new business with.
I mean, they're always looking to expand. And there are always people trying to ship things. But I don't think that they've started any new business with anyone that I'm not familiar with. Someone who hasn't been around for at least a few years.
Okay. Well, I don't have any more questions.
All right, anyone else?
You say she didn't talk about the ball much at all. Did she talk about it at all? Didn't she tell you anything?
She said that she enjoyed herself, but she didn't expand upon that, no. She usually is the type to tell me everything, but not so much lately, of course.